Hey friends, if you're new to my channel, I'm Tish and this is Tish Loves Home. So if this is your first time to join me on my channel, thank you. I'm so glad that you're here. I am a retired elementary school teacher, and since I retired, I have been working with a friend of mine, and we have been helping people declutter, organize, decorate, pretty much just kind of get their house back the way that they want it and reclaim their space. So on my channel, I do some client jobs, so you'll get to see some of the jobs that we do for different people, but I also do a lot of things around my own house. I am very seasonal. I like to decorate for every holiday. I host a lot of things here, so I do a lot of setups, teas, parties, that kind of thing. And I also am always decluttering and organizing and redoing something in my house, because that's just kind of my hobby. That's what I enjoy. I am not going to be tearing down walls, building things. Most of those things you're not going to see on this channel. I really just want to show you how to take the space that you already have without breaking the bank and making it better and making it function better for you. So if that sounds like something that you would enjoy, please subscribe and join us. Today, I'm going to be filming a back to school decorate with me. Even though I have been retired for a while, you know what they say, you can take the teacher out of the school, but you can't take the school out of the teacher. Very true. I still always get excited at the beginning of the school year. It's kind of like January for teachers. You know, it's the start of a new year, everything's fresh, all the cute school supplies that are out there. If you didn't see my last video on that, make sure you check it out. I love to look at all the back to school supplies, but I still like to put up some things around my house to kind of get us in the start of a new school year. My daughter, my youngest daughter, still has 2 more years. That's not very much. And, you know, she doesn't really care whether I put up back to school stuff or not, but I do it just for me because it's fun. So that's what we'll be doing on today's video. I've got to take down some of my patriotic decor, and then we're going to pull out what I have for back to school and start getting that out and getting it ready for the upcoming school year. So I hope that sounds like fun to you, and we're just going to hop right on into this video. So I also have some summer stuff up that I did not take down. I didn't put up as much for my patriotic stuff as I normally do. So I'm gonna have a little bit of the summer stuff and a little bit of the patriotic stuff. I'm just getting it all in this laundry basket, and then I will take you upstairs with me and show you where I store some of my decor stuff. And then while we're up there, we'll go ahead and pull out the school stuff. So we have lots of birthdays and anniversaries, all the things in July. So I actually had already taken down my patriotic stuff on the mantle, but Trent's birthday was yesterday, so we have a little thing up for him. So I'm gonna get that down along with the other stuff. So if you have not been with me and you're new and you haven't been up in the craft room, this is it. This room is above the garage, and we had made the decision when we built to go ahead and finish it out, have it sheetrocked. It's got a real tightly woven carpet in it, and it was actually my oldest daughter's room for quite a few years while she was at home. It's a big, long room. You know, it's kind of narrow, so furniture placement's tricky in these spaces, but Anyway, a few summers ago, I swapped her room, this one, and the guest bedroom, which was the craft room, and now this room is my craft room. And I did that because I felt like I could utilize this space since she wasn't at home all the time. She didn't need this much space. So in this room, I have lots of work areas. I have a lot of my tea stuff. And on each side, you know, there is like the storage part. And so I have some holiday stuff on each side. My Christmas and fall stuff is not in here because I don't have room for that, and I don't want to crawl in the back of it to get it. So you're going to see me pulling out lots of bins and just kind of reorganizing some things, and then we'll get out the back to school stuff and get started. Hampton's having a fit because Caroline just left for work, and he hates it when people leave. He loves it when they come, but hates it when they leave. So anyway, I'm ready to start pulling this out and get this room in order because it's a mess, and it stays in a mess a lot because it is a working room and I need a place to work. So here we go. I've got one more little thing to take downstairs, the back to school stuff. I don't have a lot. I did go ahead and take out a few things from my patriotic stuff that I'm going to get rid of. I had way too many pillows. I'm not sure even why I have all those, but I'm going to go ahead and get rid of some of those. And then I did get all of my Valentine's Day stuff pushed up to the front of this attic space. And I had to crawl to do it, and it was my reminder of why I don't want to use that back space anymore, because I can't be doing that. But I'm going to declutter some of that too, because I've gotten way too much stuff in that. So we're going to go ahead and take this stuff downstairs and see if I can start decorating. So I think the way I'm going to handle this is I'm going to just share with you some of the stuff that I have. And I'm probably not going to record a whole lot while I'm decorating, because if you've watched me before, I have told you that I can't stay in one room. So I'm constantly having to move the camera because I'll put something and think, oh, let me put this in there, and you know, all the things. So I'm just going to share with you some of the stuff I have. It's not a lot. And really, this is about what I would want for almost every season. Now, if you could see my Christmas and my fall, you would say, is that true? It really is true. I have been decluttering, and I have gotten rid of quite a bit of stuff, you know, for the other holidays, but I'm going to do more because I found that I enjoy what I have if there's not so much stuff. I get overwhelmed every Christmas when I start getting those tubs because it's like, there's so much stuff, you know. So anyway, this is a good amount, I think, and I'm going to try to dwindle some of my other stuff down. Valentine's Day for sure. So let me share with you some of the stuff that I have, and a few things I've gotten this year you might have already seen, but some of the other stuff that you have not. So I showed these in one of my last videos. I had a friend that I was so glad that she did it. She messaged me and said, hey, sent me a picture. She said, these are pencil pouches, but I think you could use them for your back to school decorating. And I had actually seen them on a reel, and I said, oh yes, please get them for me. So she got me one of each color, and they'll stand up fine without anything in them, but you could always, and I may do this, like stuff paper in them just to get them to stand up a little bit more. But these were $1.25 each, and I just think they are adorable. So I've got those new. And while you're looking with me, it's kind of like, I'm remembering what I have too, because honestly, I hardly remember from one year to the next. So these little friends I bought this year at Target. They were $3 each. And this is the little brand, which I love everything that brand does. It's so cute. So I'm gonna use those somewhere. This is just a back to school bag I haul things around with. I do still have the first day of school thing. Caroline will do it just because she loves her mother, but you know. This is something Hope made for me when I was teaching, and I had it in my room for a long time. And I just thought I kept it because I thought it would be sweet to use for back to school. And then when she has children, and I'm a grandmother, which I'm gonna be called Tia. That's the name that I'm gonna be called. I don't know why I'm telling y'all this. I'm getting so way off track, but anyway. My family has called me Tia for many, many years. My dad and sister still do, and it's just always been a nickname of mine. So I thought, wouldn't that be a cute little grandmama name? So that's what I'm gonna be called, is Tia. Anyway, I don't know how I got off on that, but when her little children come, they can see what their mama did, right? I bought this, I think last year or maybe this year, and I haven't used it yet. It was $1, thrift store. I have these little things. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with them yet, but I'm gonna find something. I do have some little red apples. This pencil that I bought recently, it's really bright, but that's okay. I'll do something with it. I've got a little chalkboard. I do have some books that I like to stack and put, you know, apples and stuff on. This is kind of helping me because I can see what I've got and spread it out. So let's just move some stuff around over here. We'll move some stuff around so I can spread it out a little bit better. I don't know where Hampton went. We just had, I don't know that I've ever heard lightning strike as loud as it did a few minutes ago. It hit something. Thank goodness it didn't hit the substation over here. My power didn't go off because I'd be getting hot, but it hit something. It was so loud, I screamed. So Hampton may be hiding. Hang on, I better find him. Oh, there he is. He's by the door. Let me go let him out. I'm always so scared that he's gonna get locked in those attic spaces whenever I'm up there. And there's little nails in there, and then there's a little section where he could literally get through and fall. So it always makes me nervous. Okay, let's keep going. So maybe this will be more fun than watching me do it anyway, because I really don't know what I'm doing right now. I hadn't even looked at my pictures from last year. So I know I have, this is the bottom of it. That's not the top. Here's the top. So these were at Target in their little, you know, bullseye section several years ago. They used to have the cutest little school stuff. They don't do a lot of that anymore. And they were only $3. I had a red one, which I think I gave that away. That's okay. And a white one and this green one. I had this little apple, and I have to hot glue the stem back on it. I got this year at a thrift store. This is really cute. This is a picture frame. It's like a little, well, not a picture frame, like a little easel. So I'm gonna take a picture of Caroline the first day and put it up probably in the kitchen. This little red apple was in my classroom. I had it for years. I think this was when I first started teaching, and I didn't take a lot of stuff with me when I retired, but I did take my little apple, which I'm glad I did. I think this is the bottom to another one. Yeah, so this is the white one. This little sign, this was the Dolly Parton line. Last year, my friend gave me that. This little apple. So these I love. I have a little boy and a girl. Aren't those so cute? And I just love them. I usually put those in here in the den. I'll show you the girl when I find her. So here's the top to my white apple. Another little easel chalkboard. So here's my little girl. Isn't that so cute? I mean, y'all, I know, but it's just the little things. And then I have this cute little pencil. I want to say this also came from the Target spot several years ago. And I love this big white apple. I got it at Ross. It was $8.99. I've had it for a few years. I usually put this in the kitchen. It's so pretty to me. Just some little pencil things I have. Another little crayon. I love this one too, this pretty pink apple. I think I put this in, I thought I bought this at Ross, but this doesn't look like a Ross thing. It says it was $6.99, but I usually put this one in the kitchen too. I think I do have the red one. So let me just tell you, if you didn't see this last year, and I feel kind of bad about it, but she knows me. So my friend, I had given her a bunch of this stuff because I didn't think I was going to be decorating anymore. No, this is not, this is not that one. This is something else I got. I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. And then I was decided I wanted to, so she gave me some of it back. I felt bad, but I don't know why I gave it away to start with, because I know I like stuff like this. Whoops, whoops. Let's see. This is just another small little apple. I think this is an apple too, a white one. That's pretty. I usually put like the white and pink in the kitchen because it both match good in there. These are, I love these. These came from the Target section too a few years ago. It's just little gold like books. And I think I put this on top of that. I still don't know. Let me see if I can find it. So much of this stuff is breakable. It's got all the paper. I think this probably goes with that. It's really not that much. I don't know what goes with that. I'm not seeing it. And then I got a purple crayon. I wrap this stuff up good. And a little red one. And this was a little dish towel my friend gave me last year, I think. And then this just has like some little garland. I think I used this on the mantle with something else. It's just like the little palm things. And then this one is the cute little crayon one. Just gotta decide, you know, where I want to put them. I know I always put one in the kitchen on my little shelf. I like something there, and then I like something on the island. And I think this one is just says ABC. I don't think I used this one last year, and then there's part of that crayon one. So, let me take one more little dive in here, because I feel like, yeah, here it is. This is the top, and I think I got this at a thrift store, because I did give her the red one, so I have this red one now, and I think it was like $1 or $2 maybe. Okay, and then, so this big pencil, had a dad make that for me years ago when I was still teaching, and I left most of them at school, but I did take that one because I painted them and I wanted one, and I hope they still use them. I don't know. They probably do put them out. They're just so cute. And then if you saw one of my latest videos, I got this little bus, which I know I'm going to put that up near the fireplace. I still am going to be on the lookout for those because I still think I would like another one. And then this is new from Michael's this year. Probably will put that in the kitchen somewhere. And then my little honeycomb things, if you saw that on my back to school video. And then I have this one. And like I said, I had another one. I gave it away. I had two little apple ones that I bought for school. And when I say I bought them for school, I bought, you know, teachers do this all the time. I just bought it with my money because I wanted it to be cute up there. And, you know, of course, so I donated, left a lot of that stuff. I really hope they still use some of it, but I kind of regret not taking at least one of my apples, but maybe I'll find another one. So there's my pencil pillow. And this one I bought at a thrift store. Isn't that so pretty? And it was $2. So I know I'll use it somewhere. And then I also have a globe. I like to use those. So I think that's it. So it's really not that much. It's just a lot of little things. So I'm going to go ahead and start piddling around with that and see what I can come up with. And we'll turn on Court TV because y'all know I like to watch Court TV. And then I will share with you the pictures when I'm all finished. I'm going to use my new camera to do the pictures. I hope I don't forget. It takes a while for that camera to load like video to my phone when I'm posting it and all that, uploading it. But the pictures go pretty quick. So I'm going to take pictures of things with it. I hope you can tell a difference. Maybe give me a little emoji if you can tell a difference, or what you think about the pictures at the end, if you can tell a difference in the quality of them, if they look better. So anyway, I'm going to piddle around and get this started, and keep watching because I'm going to show you how it turns out. So I decided not to look at my pictures from last year because I do have several new things and I just kind of wanted to play around with it. It was funny because when I went back and looked at them, some of the stuff I definitely did similar, but not everything. But I usually like to start with the mantle because most of the time, not every time, but most of the time I do have an idea of kind of what I want to do in here because it's more of a focal point. But it's funny because when I'm decorating or doing something for, you know, a certain season or holiday, I'm always kind of looking around at the rest of the house thinking, you know, what could I do here? What could I do there? And I used to always say, it was funny in the summer when I was home more from, you know, not teaching, I would always come up with all these things that we need to do in the house because I was home more. Well, now I'm home more all the time. So I'm always thinking of just little things that I could do. I try to think of things sometimes that I can handle on my own. That way I can do them as quickly as I want them done, which is always the problem. I want it done quick. So I'm going to give you a little video tour. This is with my phone, but keep watching because at the end I'm going to do some still shots with my new camera. And let me know if you can tell the difference. You know, these phones are so good. You may not, I don't know, but just keep watching and let me know if you can tell the difference at the end. So I'm going to just walk around and kind of show you some of the things that I got done. All right, so in the den, not a whole lot, and I like it because it's not just so overwhelming. Here is the little ABC chalkboard, and I just put one of my apples in my pencil. I kept that very simple. And then here is the mantle. This is where I usually do the most, I guess, for every holiday. So I didn't even look at my pictures last year because I just kind of wanted to look at what I had and see what I wanted to do differently. So you see I have my pencil and globe there and my little bust that I got. And I decided just to keep the little pull thing on it. I think that's cute. And I'm still gonna be looking for a few more buses. And then I put my little crayon banner up. I added that extra red one. And then this is one of my new apples and some of my little crayons I already had. And then I put a couple of my new crayons that my friend got up here on the top. And Caroline will take her first day of school picture that we've got this year and one more. And so it's kind of strange. I can't believe that she's already at this age. It seems like her sister was just here. But they will graduate exactly 10 years apart from each other. So, and that wasn't my timing, y'all. That was God's timing. So, you know, you just go with what God has planned. And he knew I needed Caroline when he gave her to me. So we're just enjoying these last few years and looking forward to what God has next for her. In the kitchen, I left this runner on the table. I just thought this would be kind of soft. And I went ahead and used my pink apple because this is the table that has this covering. This is what I call my lipstick in the room. This is the extra fun, and I love it. I still love this fabric, and I've had it for quite a while. So I thought the pink apple would be pretty in here, and a candlestick, and just some of my little faux hydrangeas, which are so pretty. So that's it for that little area. Not much to it. And then over here, I decided just to put my blue runner and just put a few little things in here. So these flowers are from 4th of July. They're real. And they still look good. And I kind of thought, well, the red, I don't use red a lot, but you know, the apples and stuff, I thought I could use it. So I'll probably have to get some more, but I'm just amazed at how long they've lasted. And then I put my little boy here with his little apple, and then just my green apple and pencil. And then this I had on the island. I moved those little beads around just to give it a little extra playfulness. Here's a look at my little open shelves that I have in the kitchen. This is one of my favorite things to decorate. I know I've said that before, for every little season, because I keep pretty much the white up there all the time, and then I just add a few little things for whatever I'm decorating for, and it's above my desk. So it's just fun. It's just a fun little area. So I just added a little ribbon up there with my clips, and then I've got my red apple. I think I'm gonna push that back just a tad so that it's not right there in line with that clip. And then I've got one of my hydrangeas and a little pencil up there. And I just did a red bow and added that little crayon. This is one of my little Target things. There's my little back to school girl, and put a little bow on that. So I thought that turned out really sweet. This is my little hallway section, which you've seen this before, and I am really wanting to find something very pretty, like a pretty cabinet, to fill this space. It could be tall, but I want something really pretty. And I could even cut a section out and keep the light fixture in the cabinet. But I kind of want something to fill this wall, and you know, I would have more storage. And if it's really pretty, you know, that would just be like a focal point. And I kind of want like a pretty wood tone, not dark, but I feel like that would break up some of the white back here. But anyway, I went ahead and put Hope's little painting on that little easel, my red apple, and I thought the pink pencil was good there because it brings out the pink in that. And then I threw my little pencil in this chair. I always like to put a fun pillow back here in this chair, and this is close to my laundry room, so you know, I'm always back here, and it's close to the guest bathroom, so we do see this little area a lot. Fire's going, but y'all know me, if you've been watching, I love to have a little something fun in my laundry room. That's kind of the reason this shelf was placed there. So, you know, it's just the little things, you know. So these are some of my little Target things again, and when I'm in here doing laundry, I just know they're gonna make me smile. The only thing I did in here was just add this little green apple, and then I put the white apple and a little pink dish like tan towel there. I may change that up a little bit, but that's just kind of what I had that I thought matched this bathroom. So that's it for in there. Back door, I did my little honeycomb pencil. It is so cute. It's gonna make me smile when I see it. It's kind of dark out here. Let me turn the light on. And I put this pencil and that little red crayon there. So when you come in the back door, which is where we come all the time, there will be just a little bit of fun, little back to school stuff to see. Very simple, but just enough to make me smile. I just put, this is my little cake stand I keep on my part of my counter all the time. I just did the little apple on the books there, and I thought this purple crayon kind of brought out a little bit of the purple in that little floral thing. So nothing much, just simple, but I think that's cute there. Put my honeycomb red apple over here with the little back to school sign. And then I have my cute little Buzz for Michaels in this corner with my little touch lamp from Walmart. And then this section is where I put my little Dolly Parton stuff. Got my little red apple in here. Just put all those things kind of together. So I hope you enjoyed this little video, and if you don't decorate for back to school, maybe you want to. There's a lot of cute stuff at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, and then of course I look for stuff like this at thrift stores throughout the year. So I am going to do my pictures at the end, so keep watching. I hope that you were able to see my last video. I'm starting a little decluttering series on the top 3 areas that we usually start with our clients. The first one was the kitchen and the pantry. The next one I'll do will be the laundry room, and then the third one will be the closet. And I'm gonna give you some practical, inexpensive tips to help you kind of get those areas in order. And if you will do these before your kids go back to school, it's gonna help you so much during the school year. You know, then you'll just have to kind of keep up with it. Every once in a while, tidy up. But, you know, I find that when my laundry room and my kitchen and pantry are in good shape, I function well. And then, of course, you know, my closet, we all know, ladies, how frustrating it can be when you cannot find stuff in your closet. Too much stuff everywhere, can't find what you're looking for. That's frustrating. So I think if we can focus on these 3 areas together and you can get started with that, it'll make a big difference for you. Even if you don't have kids going to school, it'll just make a big difference for you in general. So make sure that you watch that one if you have not already. And then there's just so many things that I've got coming up. You know, we're getting ready to start kicking off all these holiday things. So I guess I'm excited. I don't know. I mean, I do think of the work that's coming, but anyway. So make sure that you subscribe, you like, give me a little comment about what you think about my pictures at the end. And I hope that I will see you on the next one. Thank you.